Shalom to everyone. Nice to be with you once again. We are talking about Parashat HaShavua, and this week's Parashat in Eretz Yisrael is Parashat Behar. Parashat Behar. V'daber Hashem Moshe Behar Sinai Leimor, Daber b'nei Yisrael v'amata elehem, ki tavo el haaretz, asher ani noten lachem, v'shavta haaretz Shabbat l'Hashem. Our Parashat is the major source for keeping the Shemitah year. As we know, this year is the Shemitah year, and we all enjoy keeping the mitzvah of Shemitah. Rav Kook's son, used to speak about this famous book called the Chesed Abraham, which was written in Hebron. And this is written by a Kabbalistic book. And he said that when a person comes to the land of Israel, he goes to sleep that night, and as every night your soul goes up to Hashem. It says the Chesed Abraham, that night you'll go to sleep and your soul goes up to Hashem, and a new soul comes down to you, a soul of Eretz Yisrael. And so coming into Eretz Yisrael, one receives a new soul. Our question is, what's so great about Eretz Yisrael? And there's so much to talk about. And we'll start off with the words of Rabbi Nachman from Breslov. And he speaks about what it says over here, Ki tavo el haaretz. He says, why does it say, Ki tavo el haaretz asher ani noten lachem, when you come to the land that I give to you, v'shavta haaretz Shabbat l'Hashem, shoki b'shmita yer. Why noten lachem in the present? Says Rav Nachman a beautiful thing. And he says, when a person comes to Eretz Yisrael, each day is sweeter than the day before. Each day is as if Hashem gives it to him that day. On that day, you are given that day in Eretz Yisrael, and each day is sweeter than the day before. So, let's talk a little bit about Eretz Yisrael. Midrash Yalkut Shimoni says, let's start off with the one in Bamidbar Rabbah. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, Hashem says to Moshe, Haaretz chaviva elai, veYisrael chavivim elai. Eretz Yisrael is dear to me, and Am Yisrael is dear to me. Achnes et Yisrael shem chavivim elai, le'eretz shechavivim elai. I'll take the Jewish people who I love so much, and I'll put them into the land that I love. We know that the Kuzari, the book of the Kuzari, which was written 700 years ago, by Rabbi Yehuda Levi, the person who wrote Yona Matzah Bo Manor Ay. In the Kuzari, he speaks about Eretz Yisrael, and he says, well, it's compared, us in Eretz Yisrael is compared to a vineyard. We take the vine and plant it in the wrong soil with the wrong water, it's going to grow, but not very well. Only when the vine is planted in the right soil will it grow properly, and nourished with the right water will it grow properly. And so only Am Yisrael, when we are in Eretz Yisrael, that's where we grow and thrive, just like a vine would thrive in the right type of soil. And he says that you can only get the Inyan Eloki, this godliness, when you live in Eretz Yisrael. The Maharal, who lived 500 years ago, writes a whole book about the Geula. These are the books of the Maharal, and this is the book Netzach Yisrael. And he speaks over here about the Eretz Yisrael. And he says the following. He says, amazing thing, that here we are, the first, he says, the exile is a proof that there will be a Geula. What does that mean? He says the natural place of Eretz Yisrael, of Am Yisrael. The natural place of Am Yisrael is to be in Eretz Yisrael. That's our natural home. And if we're out of Eretz Yisrael, and this he wrote 500 years ago, if we're out of Eretz Yisrael, we are in a unnatural state. We're not in a natural way. And something that's unnatural cannot stay natural. Every nation has its place. That's where it's supposed to be. And that's how Hashem organized the world. And if we're out of Eretz Yisrael, we are in an unnatural state. He uses the word TV. And because of that means that finally, when the day comes, we'll come back to Eretz Yisrael, which is our natural state. And we'll come back to our TV state once again, our natural state in Eretz Israel. And so we see so many sources about Eretz Israel in the Midrash, in the Rishonim. We have the mitzvah aseh of the Ramban to come on Aliyah to Eretz Israel. We know that today half the Jews of the world live in Eretz Israel. We have the merit to have half the Jews living in Eretz Israel. And once again, I remind you of the Chofetz Chaim. Chofetz Chaim, one story was told, a Bachur came to him and he said to him, I'm going now to the train to Eretz Israel. I came to say goodbye to the Rav, to the Chofetz Chaim. Chofetz Chaim, even though he was elderly, got dressed with his coat and his hat, and he went together with the young man all the way to the train station, accompanied him hand in hand until the train came, and saw him on the train off to Eretz Israel. And so our parasha speaks about the holiness of Eretz Israel, the kedusha, the inherent kedusha that Eretz Israel, the land that was made for the Jewish people, and only here can we be natural and in our normal environment. Shabbat Shalom.